Hi guys, welcome to Bookish Shayla, and today I am doing my May wrap up. And guys, there's a lot. I did like, I don't even know, 50, 60 pages in in May. Let's see. It looks like 58. That number may be off a couple, but around 58 pages. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about each one since there are so many. I have them divided up kind of weirdly. I've already sorted them so that I can put them away once I get stuff out of my scrapbook room and I can get to my albums again. So it's not going to be like, these are all, may I scrap lift you? These are all from my crop. And the ones from my crop you've already seen. So like I said, I'm going to try to go through them fast. I know I usually tell you like what paper and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to try to go through it a little quicker than normal. So this first one is for my son's 2014 album. It's him playing baseball, and I will tell you, if there's something like specific, I used some Chardonnay wood veneer and epoxy, and it was a May I Scrap Lift You, because we love to scrap. Next up is another May I Scrap Lift You, and I cut off whose it was. Oh, I should know, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll think about it. This is for my son's 2014 album. It's some pictures of the baby rhino we saw at the zoo. Oh, that says it's for me. I don't think so. This is another May I Scrap Lift You. It's I Scrap Lift Scrappy Sisters Oz. And this is my daughter showing her pig. And this will go in her 2015 album. I think the baby rhino was actually for my daughter, but I can't remember for sure. I'll have to look on the back. This I Scrap Lift Scrapping on the Fly. This was hers, and this is what I came up with. This will go in my daughter's 2015 album. Vicki Booten Discover and Create. Like I said, if I can remember off the top of my head, I'll tell you, but this is also my daughter playing, or this is also for my daughters. It's her playing softball, and these are all for my albums. I totally messed up. The ones for their albums is in the different stack. These are all for my album, so sorry about that. This is for my album 2015, my daughter playing softball, and it was a Scrappy Square sketch. It's actually a Scrappa Squad, Scrappa sketch from April, but the Scrappy Square used it. So, and this is one I did on my crop, and that's color play. This was a scrap lift from, I think, Paper Issues, but I'm not positive. It's either Paper Issues or Scrap Squad. April 21st scrap lift. This is one I did at my crop, and this will go in my 2015 album, and I used 49 and Market, and then some Scrappy Happy Studio. This is a scrap lift, May I Scrap Lift You from State Goddess. This will go in my 2015. It's Christmas morning 2015, and I used A Close to My Heart along with some mixed media. This was from National Scrapbook Crop, and I did a Scrap-A-Sketch number 100 sketch. And this is my daughter preparing to sing back in 2016, and it will go in my album. Like I said, all these, I'll tell you when they're not my album anymore. And I use some Scrappin' Happy Flair and some Bramble Fox acrylics. This is a May I Scrap Lift You, Katie's _ scrapbooking. This will go in my 2016, and it's my son working Kevs, and it's just a large variety of things that I've pulled and some Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair. This was from my crop, and it was a Paper Issue sketch from April 24th. And this is some old Heidi Swap stuff along with Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair, Color Cast Design wood veneer, and Bramble Fox acrylic. And this is my daughter back in 2016, her AR reward party. This is a double page. This was 1 week I had pulled for my product focus. I had pulled close to my heart kits that my close to my heart lady made that I subscribed to, and this is one of those. It's 4th of July. That's my daughter. This is 4th of July 2016. This was a scrap squad scrap lift, and I did this on National Scrapbook Day, and this is for 2018. It's my daughter when I took her to see School of Rock. Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair. I think that's a Not Just for Boys Kit Club wood veneer, and I don't remember where the acrylics came from. This was from my crop. I used this the Scrap Room sketch from January of 2024 along with one of their flavors of the month. I'm thinking this is Cardabella at Home. I added some Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair, some Color Cast Design wood veneer, some Bramble Fox acrylics, and this is my family at my niece's wedding in 2019. This was May I Scrap Lift You Floppy Eared Farm. I think this was like day 2. It was one of the earlier ones. And this is 2019. My son with his pledge class the day they signed to be in his fraternity. This is Photo Plays Bros Amazing, I think. And then I had some Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair and lots of mixed media. This was for a over on one of my Facebook groups, we did a telephone hop where someone designs a layout and sends it to the next person, and that person scrap lifts it and sends it to the next person, and so on and so on. And this was my layout that I did. That's my son and one of his best friends from the fraternity, and I just used some old papers, and this was an old, I think it's my mind's eye, this and that, some buttons, and this was back in 2019. This was done at the crop, and it was a Scrap Squad scrap lift, and this is 2019. It's my daughter on a media team for FFA, and Bramble Fox, Scrappin' Happy Studio. And this was a, I think a photo play collection. This was for May I Scrap Lift You. This was actually yesterday's. This is going up on the 1st. This is Myra's page, and this is what I did. This is me back in 2020, and I just used a bunch of random stuff that I pulled from my stash. This is May I Scrap Lift You, and we scrap lift Jessie B Scrapbooking. This is my daughter and her cousin in 2020. I used an old, I think it's an old Amy Tangerine collection and some Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair. This was from the crop. This was a Scrap Squad scrap lift. This is my page. Back in 2020, we went down to see my brother, and he lives on the beach. And this is a picture that I took because I love palm trees, and just a bunch of random stuff. Some Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair and a Bramble Fox acrylic. Scrap Squad scrap lift that I did at the crop. Another one, this was still that same trip. More palm trees because I love palm trees. And this was I think the Sunburst collection from 49 and Market. This I did at my crop. It was I can't remember where I got the sketch, but I think it was the Scrappy Square that I got the sketch. This is my daughter and his girlfriend at the time, no longer his girlfriend, back in 2021. They went to Mexico for spring break. Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair, Bramble Fox acrylic, Color Cast Design wood veneer. This was May I Scrap Lift You, and we scrap lift the scrapbooking photographer. And this is what I did. Some mixed media over to the side. I am pretty sure this is an Echo Park collection. And then some My Mind's Eye, old My Mind's Eye stuff. This is my daughter and two of her friends getting ready for prom. This is a May I Scrap Lift You, and this is, I know who it is, hold on. Oh, I can't think of, it's Kryptonite something, but Tara. That's who it is. I was like, I know who it is. Anyway, so this is hers. This is what I did, some mixed media. This is my daughter and her friends at a football game back in 2021. The FCA went to a football game, and I used just some random stuff that I had. This is Shadney. This is Yes Please Paper. Yes Please Paper Craft Fair, something like that. Flair. This is May I Scrap Lift You. We scrap lift Pineapple Papers, Crystal Barrett, and this is a close to my heart. All this is close to my heart except the cut file. This is my husband and his father on his yearly hunt to Colorado back in 2021. This was a paper issue sketch that I used at the crop. I used Pink Fresh. This is my daughter and some of her, this is at the National FFA Choir back in 2021. And some Scrappin' Happy Studio Flair, acrylics from Bramble Fox, wood veneer from Colorcast Design, and everything else was Pink Fresh. This is May I Scrap Lift You, and we lifted Lisa Cuneo scrapbooking, and I did a close to my heart Halloween page. This is me and my teacher friends. We were dressed up as Guns N' Roses back in 2021. This was, I don't remember, a sketch. Yeah, I can't remember where it came from, but this is the sketch. This is from my crop. This is my college campus at fall, back in 2021, Colorcast Design, Scrappin' Happy Studio, Bramble Fox, and a Doodlebug collection. This is May I Scrap Lift You. We scrap lift Mel Walkden. This is from 2022. It's my daughter and one of her beta members making a Scooby-Doo van for our skit. I had some mixed media, Scrappin' Happy Studio, Bramble Fox. This is May I Scrap Lift You Day 1, Kay's Mum. This one I got really messy. I did so much mixed media on it, and that's why I picked this one, as I was just feeling like using the mixed media. My daughter was in Newsies, and this was our paper that was also kind of our, we gave it away at every show. And then we had cupcakes one day, and this was these are from Letters to July Etsy shop, and then just a bunch of random stuff. This was a Scrap Squad scrap lift that I did at my crop. And this was a Flavors of the Month kit from the Scrapbook Room, Colorcast Design, Scrappin' Happy Studio, Bramble Fox. I did some mixed media with a stencil and some stickles. And this is my teacher friend. She was getting married. She waited a long time to get married. And this is her grandma, and her grandma is my grandma's best friend. And then this is their other friend. Back in 2022. This is from my crop. I had this Bella Boulevard cut file. I used it, add some Scrappin' Happy Studio, some Colorcast Design, some Bramble Fox. This is my daughter and son at Dad's Day back in 2022. And that's my husband back there. This was a Scrap Squad scrap lift that I did at my crop. This is what I did. This is from October of 2022. This is the road I drive on every day going to school, and our fall colors, that's about as fall as we get. Scrappin' Happy Studio, Bramble Fox, some tickets, and just a fun little, I think it's a Simple Stories line, but it came from the scrap room. This is a Scrap-A-Sketch sketch. This is what I did, mixed media. My daughter back in 2023, just a random selfie. Bramble Fox, Scrap and Happy Studio. This was a Scrap Squad scrap lift that I did at the Crop. Scrap and Happy Studio, Color Cast Design, Bramble Fox. It was a double rainbow. You can't see it very well on screen, but there is a double rainbow back in 2023. This was a paper issue scrap lift that I did at the Crop. This is my daughter and her great grandma on senior day for slow pitch softball. I used a bunch of Nuvo drops and Scrap and Happy Studio Flair and Bramble Fox and Color Cast Design. This is a Scrap Squad scrap lift that I did at the Crop. That's my daughter at one of the proms she went to last year. This is super old, super old Doodlebug, like 2006 or 8 or something. Color Cast Design, Scrap and Happy Studio, Bramble Fox, and these pieces, this and the tag and the photo mat came from a what's it called? A swap that I used to participate in swaps, and I don't anymore, but it came from there. So all that's really old. This was a sketch that I don't know. It's a page map sketch. This is my daughter and her best friend and me on her birthday last year. We went and saw a movie. Bramble Fox, Color Cast Design, Scrap and Happy Studio. I did this at the Crop. And that's it for my pile. So those will all go into my books. Next up, we have the other ones I did. It's not going in my books. That will go in something else. Okay, this was a paper issue sketch. I want to say it's from like January. I did this at the Crop. This will go in my son's album. It's a random photo shoot we did back in 2012. Bramble Fox. Ooh, that needs glue. Bramble Fox, Color Cast Design, Scrap and Happy Studio. There was a whittle. This was a Bash Your Scrapbooks stash sketch from, I don't even remember when, a long time ago, quite a while ago. Anyway, so there was the sketch I used. I did this at the Crop. It's my son and daughter. This will go in my son's album too. This is from 2013. Vicki Boutin Color Rush. We stopped at Krispy Kreme Donuts before we headed down to our trip to Great Wolf Lodge. This is Bramble Fox and everything else is Vicki Boutin. This was May I Scrap Lift You? We Scrap Lift Scrapping Nerd. This is for my daughter's album. Back in 2012, I took her to see Mary Poppins. We went to the Melting Pot beforehand. This is all Simple Stories except for the Bramble Fox acrylics and the Scrap and Happy Studio Flair. And I have some mixed media back there. This was May I Scrap Lift You? We scrap lifted Stamp Booker. This is for my daughter's 2022 album. This is her senior class, the first day of school. This was from Not Just for Boys Kit Club. I think that's Bramble Fox, but I can't remember for sure. And that's also from Not Just for Boys Kit Club. This is, now we're getting into the travel layouts that will go into my travel books. This was New York City Senior Trip 2012. I took my niece to New York City. This is us at Yankee Stadium. This was a scrap lift. Yep, May I Scrap Lift You? Hold on, there it is. Terry L. Rice, I scrap lifted her. This is Wow 2013. May I Scrap Lift You? We scrap lifted Vanessa Bell. And this is the Monticello Gardens, and I used 49 in Market for these pictures of all the flowers and trees and stuff. This is the Wow Trip also. This was Washington Union Station. May I scrap lift you, Scrappy Gal 13. This is just a bunch of random stuff. So, same trip. Also, Washington Union Station. May I scrap lift you, Scrappy Confessions. This is my daughter eating ice cream at Union Station. Vicki Booten Color Rush Studio. And this is like I was on the second level and I took a picture of the food court, and there's just another picture of the level. This is a trip to Kansas City and St. Louis that we took. This is for May I Scrap Lift You, and we scrap lifted Tracy's pages. This is my daughter at a fountain on a winery. As we drove from Kansas City to St. Louis, we stopped at a winery. This is all Simple Stories, The Little Things. This was senior trip 2015. We took a Disney cruise. May I scrap lift you, Crafty Meggie. It was all color, or 49 and Market Kaleidoscope, but I spilt ink, or no, it was Nuvo drops all over. It exploded all over my page, so I had to go in and change it up a little bit. But this is one of the restaurants there. This is that same trip. We went and snorkeled off Disney's private island. This is a close to my heart kit. This is page 1, and that's page 2. This is the Wow Trip of 2018 when my husband went with us too. This is another close to my heart kit. So this is us. This is just pictures of us together because it was nice to travel with all 4 of us. We never do that. So, and there's the second page. Same trip, Washington, D.C., 2018. This is us at the Air and Space, that's what it's called, museum. There's page 1, and there's page 2, also a close to my heart kit. This is a Scrap-A-Sketch. This was done at the Crop. This is Vicki Booten Fernwood, and I added a few Scrap and Happy Studio flair. This is Savannah. Oh, and a Bramble Fox. I will be going back to Savannah in June. This was a Scrap Squad scrap lift that I did at the Crop. This is also Savannah. This is Tybee Island. Oh, and we went there in 2018. This is a May I Scrap Lift You. It's Pez Scraps Again. And this was my son's senior trip. We went to the casino on the cruise. Color cast design, yes please, paper craft, flair. And this was a Flavors of the Month kit. This was 2019, his senior trip. This was a I don't remember where I got the sketch, but I did it at the Crop. This was also my son's senior trip. This was when we were docked in the Bahamas and waiting for our shuttle to take us snorkeling. And this is a Kaiser Craft kit or collection. Scrap Squad Scrap Lift done at the Crop. This was also my son's senior trip, me laying on the beach at Coco Cay, Bramble Fox, Scrap and Happy Studio. I don't remember. And this is the vintage, simple vintage, tropical something maybe. I can't remember what it's called, but it's simple vintage, and that's a paper house design. Scrap Squad Scrap Lift done at the Crop. Same trip, same day as the last one. This is me and the kids in the water at Coco Cay. Color cast design. This is my 50th birthday trip. This is the lighthouse at Bar Harbor. Yes please paper flair. A Prima wood card. It's not really wood, it's more like really thick chipboard. And this is the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage something collection. This was 2022. This was last year's trip. Beta did a road trip to Louisville, and this is me taking off with the 3 betas that I had in my car. This was May I Scrap Lift You Ronnie Sue Scrapper, and this is 49 in Market Wherever, and some Scrap and Happy Studio Flair. This was May I Scrap Lift You created by Gwen. This was us in Louisville. My daughter did a wishing fountain. May I Scrap Lift You. This is our May I Scrap Lift You. That was Scrap and Happy Studio Flair I was pointing at. May I Scrap Lift You, Kathy Loves to Scrap. This is also that same trip to Louisville. We went and saw the Ark Encounter, and this is using the Photo Play, maybe? Noah's Ark? I think it's Photo Play that has it. Yes, Please Paper Craft Flair. That's a Scrap and Happy Studio Flair. This is one of my great niece. That's why the photo is covered up. I used the Scrap Room sketch from October 23 along with the Cartabella Flavor of the Month. I added some Color Cast Design and Scrappy Happy Studio and Bramble Fox, and this was done at my crop. It's a really thick page. This is May I Scrap Lift You Dragonfly D. This is my other great niece. Again, that's why the pictures are covered up. This is a super old, Close to My Heart kit. This is now the photo shoot section of the layouts, and we're almost done. This was I did this at the crop. It was a Close to My Heart kit. This is my daughter at a photo session that we did back in 2015. This is May I Scrap Lift You Creative Chaos in Tennessee. That's Shannon Keith, by the way. And I did used a Simple Stories, but I can't remember which collection it is, but a Simple Stories, and added some Yes Please Flair. And this is just some pictures. This was a photo shoot we did in 2016. This is a May I Scrap Lift You H. Clappy. This was just on the 30th. This is one of the newest ones. This was a photo shoot my daughter did in 2017. And this is just a whole bunch of random stuff. Like, I just went into my colors and just pulled everything I could that was pink and purple that kind of matched. This is another Close to My Heart kit. These are my son's senior pictures, some of them. And that's the second page of that. These were taken in 2018. And the last one is also my son's same photo shoot, different clothes and different place, but also a Close to My Heart page. And this is more senior pictures of my son. So that is it. Like I said, there was a whole bunch. Thank you for joining me this month for May I Scrap Lift You and my National Scrapbook Day crop and kits that I made. June this month starts 30 days of sketches, so I hope to have a process video for every day again this month. And then next month we're going to slow things down a little bit. It will have been 2 months of at least one video every day, and I'm going to kind of take a little break and do some other stuff besides process videos. So thank you for joining me. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.